because I have been through so many things, and sometimes we question God as to why we go through these things, or either charge Him with not being there for us as we go through those things that we're going through. But in the end, He shows us that He really never left us. We may have left Him, but He never really left us. So everybody in the house say E.G.O.
E.G.O.
This is an acronym. Hand me that water right there, G. E.G.O is an acronym called Easing God Out. And it's so tripped out that I never told this. The brother who gave me this title was given to me by one of my white co-workers. This co-worker was an alcoholic. One day he just stopped coming to work. And he wasn't calling in sick or nothing, he just wasn't coming. And by me being a chief union steward, I was privy to this information that one of my union members wasn't coming to work. So when I called his family, they said, well, John is in jail. Come to find out that John was drunk and he tried to drive his children home. And his daughter called the police and said, my father's drunk. Can you come and get him so he won't be in no accident and have us in an accident? So the police arrested him. To make a long story short, I organized my co-workers to raise $1,000 to bond him out of jail to save his job. And from that day to this day, that man has been sober.
All right.
And the children that he loved so much that lived with their mother, that he kept fighting for, now lives with him. And going through the 12-step program and the meetings that they have to go through and everything, he used to come to me and he used to give me all these little quotes. And then he gave me E.G.O one day. He said, E.G.O, easing God out. And I was like, man, that's so deep. So then I started writing using that title. So I gave the brother some, but the brother came back and gave me one of the pieces that I believe is one of the greatest pieces that I've ever written. So y'all get to hear it now. E.G.O. Hey God, where you at? I've been looking for you. Seems like you've been avoiding me or something. And I've been searching for you for years with no answer, just anticipation. And I've been going through this transformation, but every time I call on you, God, and it's like I get put on hold. And they say that you hear all and that you see all, but seems like you ain't never available, God, when I call. See, all I remember was January '91. I had just left Simeon's Martin Luther King ceremony speaking. I wasn't feeling too well that day. Little did I know, Ron, that all the while, my appendix had been leaking. And where were you, God? Just what I thought, nowhere to be found. And if it wasn't for my son's mother convincing me to go to St. Bernard's that night, well, Black Ice wouldn't be here right now. And where you at, God, that morning when I went to work and when I got to 123rd and Kesley, right by the cemetery, this lady ran the light. The last thing I saw was headlights. A 3-car collision that damn near took my life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when my mother was stricken with cervical cancer? She's been going to the Kingdom Hall, serving you since before I was born, and we both called on you and you still didn't answer. Come on, God, this is my mother. Tell me, is this how you treat all your sons and your daughters? And where were you at, God, that day my son died? I sat there and watched him come back twice. You could have intervened, you could have saved his life, but where were you, God? And where were you at, God, when... Okay, my son, I've heard enough. Now I know that times for you have been rough, but son, where's your faith? Seems like you only seek my face when you need me, for I am a full-time God, my son. Do you really believe in me?
Yeah.
Well, if so, then you would know that I am the creator of the universe. All that you see from the highest heights of heaven to what you have discovered beneath the earth. See, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the father of Moses, Lot, and David. I am the one who made Solomon wise. I put Noah in the ark before the waters could rise. I gave Samson the strength to destroy the Philistines with no eyes. I am that smooth stone that David slung that smote Goliath in the head. The cracks that crumbled the walls of Jericho, the same one that rose last from the dead. I am the blood of the Lamb of the doorpost that kept the children of Israel safe from harm. Even the staff in Moses' right arm. And I gave it the power to split the Red Sea in half. Shall I go on? Please forgive me, Father. No, son, already had. But like Jonah, you've been running from your mission. See, I've been trying to reach you and speak to you for years, but your ego just wouldn't let you listen. When your appendix was spreading poison through your body, I am the voice that spake through your son's mother warning you, and do you remember what you promised me, my son? Yes, Lord, I do. I promise you that if you allow me to make it through, then I will turn my life over to you. But what did you do? You continued to play. So I spoke to you again in the form of a 3-car collision, but I allowed you to walk away that day. And have you ever asked yourself the question why the accident was by a grave site? I was showing you that the road that you were traveling on ended at the cemetery if you didn't change your life. But you still didn't listen. And that's for your mother's cervical cancer. I am the reason why your mother's cancer is in remission. And I know your son's gone. But his body was sick, so I relieved him of his pain and I called him home. But yet and still I stayed by your side all those moments that you felt alone, but you still rejected my truth. If you only could have put your ego to the side and listened to all those whom I sent to you. Lord, you mean to tell me all the while I was waiting to hear from you, you were sending me messages to those whom I rejected? Yes, my son, this is true. And instead of focusing on the God, submit to the truth that you find inside. For Satan is the one who subtracts and divides, and I am the one who adds and multiplies. I'm telling y'all, he opened my eyes. So to those of you who can't accept the truth, because your ego won't allow you to accept who the truth is coming through, take this as a lesson. Because see, God just ain't using pastors today, because asking some of these pastors questions is just like asking blind men for directions. But see, y'all, it's the truth that counts. And in this case, my ego just wasn't my ego. But my ego was easing God out.